Hello everyone, my name is Hyperion, and today I'm bringing you a new show called Hearthstone Deck-o-nomics. And I'm going to go through a deck that I have already built, and I'm going to show you why each card is in here and how it synergizes with other cards. So let's get right into it. Right here we got Inner Rage. It is very good removal for, like, if your opponent throws out a 1 cost minion or like a 1 health minion, you can just throw that right on it and kill it right away. Or you can wait till you go down the line and like take off the Divine Shield on the Argent Commander. So then you'll have a 6/2 charge and just hit something with it. Alright, so then we got Elven Archer. Elven Archer does almost the same thing, like the first use of the Inner Rage. Uh, is basically the same use as this. It deals 1 damage, and so it can kill off the early minions of your opponent. Now, Leper Gnome. Leper Gnome is pretty special. I like it. Other people I know don't like it, but I really like it because it does at least 4 damage for 1 cost. And that's pretty good, especially when you're running an aggro deck. Alright, then we got Worgen Infiltrator. Worgen Infiltrator can just stand there on the battlefield until he plays a 3/2 or something similar, and you can just snipe it right there. Alright, and now we have the Fiery War Axe. It usually does 6 damage because it's a 3/2 weapon, and for 2 mana, that speaks for itself. Alright, Heroic Strike, that works really well with the Fiery War Axe and the Gorehowl and the Arcanite Reaper. Just to do that extra 4 damage to the face or to a minion that's right in your way. And then we got the Cruel Taskmaster. Cruel Taskmaster has the same effect as the Inner Rage, except you get a 2/2 as well, which that is awesome. In my opinion, it's better than an Inner Rage, but I run the Inner Rage just to have that extra oomph to maybe proc a Fairy Dragon or something. And that brings us to Fairy Dragon. Fairy Dragon is amazing. Because that means those pesky fire blasts from a mage won't do anything to it because it can't even be targeted by them. Shadow Word Death is used, or not Death, Shadow Word Pain, sorry. That is, can't kill it, can't even target it. The only ones I know of that can damage it, other than a minion, is like Whirlwind, Cleave, just anything that doesn't target it, it's an AoE. Those are the only things that can clear it. Alright, and then we have Shield Block. Shield Block is good if you don't have any other turn 3 card. You just throw that out there, get the 5 armor, and draw another card. So that's really decent. Frothing Berserker can be used with Inner Rage, which will proc it even more because it'll gain +2 attack from the Inner Rage and then 1 attack from being procced. So that it'll be a 5/3, which is amazing for just 3 mana and another card. And then Harvest Golem also works well with the Inner Rage and the Cruel Taskmaster. And then we got the Jungle Panther. Jungle Panther is just like, in my opinion, just like the Worgen Infiltrator. It can just stay there until he plays something bigger, and you could just run in and punch it. Now, the Warsong Commander works very well with the Cruel Taskmaster, the Leper Gnome, anything with 3 or less, because you could just go ahead, play it, and then you can immediately hit something with it. And then we got Mortal Strike. I cannot tell you how many times with Mortal Strike I have punched a dude in the face when he's got a taunt wall up and just ended the game right then and there. Especially if it's getting close, because you could do that extra 2 damage when you have less than 12 health. And that is very good, especially for 4 mana. I really like it. And alright, then we also have Dark Iron Dwarf. Dark Iron Dwarf is like the Cruel Taskmaster, except without the negative effects. So you play it, it's a 4/4 for 4, which isn't bad. Plus you get the extra 2 to, say, maybe a Korkron or an Argent Commander. And it brings us to the Korkron Elite. There's nothing wrong with this card. A 4-cost, 4/3 charge. Immediately can throw it out and kill off maybe a bear, or I mean an Ironfur Grizzly, maybe even something bigger like a Booty Bay Bodyguard, taking out those taunts to get right at your opponent. Then we got Arcanite Reaper. Arcanite Reaper plus Heroic Strike, that's 9 damage. That It's amazing. 5/2 weapon for 5. It's very, very good. And then we got Nightblade. See, a lot of my friends say that Nightblade is awful because it's a 4/4 for 5. But I think of it like you're playing it in an emergency where he's got only a little bit of health and he's got a taunt up. So you just throw that down, does 3 damage to the face. I find it pretty useful. Now the Argent Commander, really good. You can almost always get 8 damage out of it, and if you can't, 4 damage is not that bad because it has charge and divine shield. So you're not going to have to wait around a turn to play it or to attack with it. You can just immediately go in. And then we got Gorehowl. Gorehowl, I cannot tell you how many times this is into the game for me because I turn 7 or turn 8, I throw it out there, and then I can immediately hit him for 7. Or you punch the taunt for 7, and then it goes down to a 6/1, which is very good. And yeah, that's this. I will uh, have another video going up with me playing with it, or maybe not. I might not even do that. It's still, this show's ideas are still in the works, so I'm gonna come back at you next week with